Hi guys, I'm just waiting for my adolescent advancing skills class and I thought I'd jump on to do a very quick video about a topic which we are going to talk about. We are going to talk about verbal cues. Now I have another video which talks about how to add a verbal cue to your behaviour, so this isn't it if that's what you're here for. This covers two top tips that I always recommend when adding verbal cues to your behaviour. The first one is make sure it's a word that you remember, and it doesn't matter whatever that word is. It doesn't matter if your trainer is saying something different. It doesn't matter if you hear something different in a blog. It really doesn't matter to your dog whether or not the word that you use makes any sense in terms of the behaviour that you expect. So you can call down, up if you want to. Just make sure that you really remember what you have called behaviours, so that you can be really consistent and consistently train your dog so that when they hear the word, you know what they are expected to do. A second top tip for adding a verbal cue is make sure that when you add the verbal cue, you are absolutely 110% sure about the behaviour that you are expecting your dog to do and be 100% consistent with that. You also want to make sure, so this is sort of like a part two of part two, that the behaviour is actually doable for the dog. Now, there's a whole stream of information I could give you, but in the interest of keeping this video nice and short and very watchable, make sure that you haven't named several behaviours under one umbrella term. Stay and wait can sometimes be a little bit of a giveaway when we're talking about stuff like this. Also, make sure that you are very clear with how your behaviours are going to be executed. So, for example, if you say sit and you mean for your dog's bum to go on the floor, that's really clear and that's great. But what happens if you say down? Do you mean get down off of the side of the kitchen because they put their paws up? Or do you mean lay down? And what sort of lay down are you expecting? Are you expecting your dog to flop over onto the side, or are you expecting them to go into that nice balanced position? So, just as a recap, remember, when you're adding a verbal cue to your behaviours, you want to make sure that it's something that you absolutely always remember, and you want to make sure that the behaviour that you're adding it to is really clear for your dog. Thanks.